Hello everyone! Welcome back to Pinoy Psyche. Bago natin pag-usapan ang iba't ibang mental illnesses, let us first clarify kung anong ibig sabihin ng mental health. The World Health Organization defined mental health in 2007 as a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. So may apat na kriteryang binanggit ang World Health Organization. The more we satisfy the 4 criteria, the better is our mental health. Mental health is part of a person's total well-being. So nakikita nyo dyan, that's the Biopsychosocial model of mental health. So in the Biopsychosocial model, the interaction of biological, psychological, and social factors impacts one's mental health. So sa biological side, makikita natin yung physical health, yung genetic vulnerabilities, yung temperament ng isang tao, okay, even the IQ. Dito sa side ng psychological, meron self-esteem, may coping strategies, may coping skills, okay. Yung social side, merong family circumstances, relationship or trauma, or the influence of peers and the school. So, nag-i-interact lahat yon at lahat nakaka-apekto sa mental health ng tao. Though marami sa mental health disorders or conditions ang hereditary, kagaya ng mood disorders. But a strong support system and the ability to adjust to stressful situations may prevent the person from developing mental illnesses. Or may mga taong walang genes for mental disorder or family history, pero nagkakaroon sila ng mental illness kasi during the event in their lives na traumatic, sabihin na natin, very stressful, yung emotional support sa kanila mababa. Mental health can be viewed across a continuum. At different points in our lives, we may find ourselves at different places in the continuum. So nakikita natin tong mental health continuum na ito, yung arrow from green to red. So between merong yellow and orange. So, normal fluctuations of mood dito sa healthy part, okay? Reacting, ito yung mga manifestations dito, nervousness, irritability, then your injured part, anxiety, may fatigue, decrease in performance. Tapos yung sa illness part, yung red side, ito na yung unable to perform duties, excessive anxiety, easily enraged, ito yon. Now, magbigay tayo ng example. Halimbawa, as to romantic relationship. Kunyari, may boyfriend ka or may girlfriend ka. Okay, so, healthy mental health. Kasi, masaya ka. Okay, nasa cloud nine kayo, in love na in love. Pero may times sa relationship nyo, sabihin na natin naghiwalay. So nasa yellow color ka na, reacting yon. Nagkakaroon ka na ng problema sa pagtulog, pagkain, okay, umiiyak ka. Tapos ang worst, dahil napabayaan yung sarili, napunta sa red part, yung illness. Okay? Ang pinakamahirap dito, yung mga taong sawi is naiisip ng magpakamatay. Dito na yan sa ill part. Okay, extreme situation. Pag ang isang tao may sakit, sa tiyan, okay, ulo, ang daling sabihin na gusto kong pumunta sa isang doktor, magpapacheck up ako. Pero pag ang isang tao hirap na hirap sa buhay, hindi niya na alam kung anong nangyayari sa utak niya, hirap siyang magsabing gusto kong makipag-usap sa isang psychologist or isang psychiatrist. Dahil takot siya sa magiging reaksyon ng mga tao. Madaling sabihin meron akong diabetes or meron akong sakit sa puso, pero ang hirap sabihin meron akong bipolar disorder or meron akong anxiety disorder. Bakit? Dahil sa stigmang naka-attach dito. So normally, pag narinig ng isang taong pumunta sa isang, nag-consult sa isang mental health expert, bakit ka nag-consult? Nasisiraan ka na ba? Or kaya ang worst, yung mga pabiro, baliwag ka ba? Dadaling ka na ba sa Mandaluyong? May stigma. O kaya naman mahirap din yung alam mo may pinagdadaanan yung isang tao, pero hindi mo masabing, itry mo kayang magpa-consult. Okay. Punta ka sa mental health expert. Kasi baka masaktan eh. Okay, sasabihin pa sa'yo, ano akala mo sa akin? May sira. So, mainam na maunawaan natin ang bagong modelo ng mental health or the modern concept of mental health. It's called the dual continua model of mental health. Okay, so tingnan natin dito sa chart. Okay, nakikita niyo yung chart na ito. The model holds that mental illness and mental health are related, but with distinct dimensions. One continuum indicates the presence or the absence of mental health, and the other continuum indicates the presence or absence of mental illness. This chart illustrates the relationship between the degrees of mental health and of mental illness. So nakikita natin dito sa side na to, sa bandang taas, okay, andyan yung word na flourishing. Sa bandang baba, yung languishing. In Tagalog, pag sinabing flourishing, yumayabong. Ang languishing, namimighati. Okay? Namimighati. So, kung sa puno, ang flourishing, hitik sa bunga. Ang languishing, nalalanta siya. Okay? So, upper and lower. Now, on this side, the left side is the mental illness, high mental illness. And then the right side is the low mental illness. So, tingnan natin yung chart. Makikita nyo yung very colorful part ng very bright yellow-green, tapos opposite niya very bright blue. And then on this side naman, okay, color green pa rin pero lighter this time, tapos blue na lighter din. And then meron sa gitna, okay, yung moderate. Naka-label siya moderate. Now tingnan natin, let's try to focus on this. So, on the upper right, andyan yung optimal mental health without mental illness. Okay. Yung very bright color na sinabi natin kanina, iyon yung complete mental health. Okay. Now, sa lower, that's the poor mental health without mental illness. And then, on the upper left side, optimal mental health with mental illness. Lower side, poor mental health with mental illness. So nakita natin very bright blue. Poor mental health with mental illness. Pero yung very bright, ito na yung mga example nito, yung mga taong correctly diagnosed na nasa psychiatric ward or facilities. The traditional concept of mental health is the absence of mental illness. Okay? So, walang sakit you are mentally healthy. Pero ngayon, yung bago, it contends that the absence of mental illness does not necessarily mean the presence of mental health. Tingnan nyo yung sa baba, yung lower right side, yung poor mental health without mental illness. Or that the presence of mental illness does not necessarily mean the absence of mental health. Check naman natin yung nasa taas. Upper right, optimal mental health with mental illness. Labanan natin ang stigma against mental health. Iwasan nating magsabi agad ng hindi siya mentally healthy simply because na-diagnose siya ng specific mental disorder. Bakit? Dahil may mga na-diagnose ng mental disorder na highly functioning. Okay? So, minsan nga, may mga taong wala ng mental illness, pero wala naman silang mai-contribute sa buhay nila. That's a very sad thing. Okay? Walang mental illness, pero walang motivation, walang healthy mind. We should view mental health in terms of degrees and in terms of functionality. As of January 2020, there are 450 million people suffering from mental disorder. Okay? 264 are suffering from the most common. So yung most common mental disorder is depression. In the Philippines, there are 3.6 million as of October 2020 na may mental disorder. So mga halagang pangalagaan natin ang ating kalusugang pangkaisipan. Kung iniingatan natin ang ating physical health, bigyan din nating priority ang ating mental health. Kaya nating magpariband ng buhok, okay? Magpunta sa spa para magpamassage, ma-relax, magpa-physical exam, pero hirap pagdating sa problema sa pag-iisip. Alanganin. Bakit? Ayaw kasi namamahalan. Nanghihinayang dahil namamahalan sa professional fee. Kung kailangan magpakonsulta sa eksperto sa utak, gawin natin, huwag manghinayang dahil ang inaayos dito ay ang buhay ng isang tao. Mas mainam na maagapan na ang isang kondisyon kaysa lumala ito. At sa case ng mental health, pag lumala ang kondisyon ng isang tao, later on, kailangan nang dalhin sa isang mental institution. With the enactment of RA 11036 or the Philippine Mental Health Act, may every Filipino's mental health be valued, promoted, and protected. Maraming salamat po.